On today's podcast, we will discuss a movie about a podcast that has scary elements to it. We're talking about A24's brand new horror film, Undertone. Are you brave enough to listen? We'll find out.
This is Popcorn for Breakfast, presented by St. Louis Area Smoothie Kings. Now, here are your hosts, Cam and Kirk.
Welcome back to Popcorn for Breakfast, the spoiler-free movie review podcast, and today we're going to talk about some scary stuff. So I hope you're ready. I hope you've cleared your conscience, because there are some very scary elements that are about to enter this realm of hearing. With me, as always, Cam.
Yes, and because it's scary, neither of us saw this movie.
Not a chance.
Luckily, even though it appears this way, we're not the only two people here.
That's right. We also have someone who did see the movie. His name is Stefano. You all know and love Stefano. Stefano, how you doing?
Hello. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good. He's alive. He's well. He's seen the scary movie. He changed his pants, and now he's back here in the studio to talk about the A24 horror movie, Undertone. And now that the music has cleared, Cam says that I can sing anytime after the intro music has come. So all I can think about with this movie title is Linkin Park's, the parody to Linkin Park, Caught in the Undertone, just caught in the undertone. Stefano, was that at all in the movie?
It was not. And I actually sat through the entire credits too, and it wasn't credit music either.
What?
That's a missed opportunity.
All you have to do is change the ending of that one word.
You could use AI to do it.
Yeah, they probably, yeah.
Come on.
It's ridiculous.
How frustrating. Stefano, we're going to go through our take one, take two, take three on this, because you are the only one brave enough to see Undertone.
That's why we're both here. Like sometimes when we do these episodes with Stefano, it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But then Kirk and Stefano are going to do it. I'm here to support Kirk because we can't, sometimes we can't even talk about scary movies because we're such scaredy cats.
That's right.
We go see scary movies sometimes against our will. Stefano makes us go and we go see it. And I even like some horror movies, but this one sounded really scary. I almost went, and then I didn't. I got a cold, which was good because Stefano texted us. He was like, "Are you going to the movie?" And I was like, "No, I got a cold." And Kirk couldn't go because he had to work, supposedly.
Yep.
And then he texted right after, that movie was so scary. And I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I don't think I would have slept.
No, not at all. Not at all. This movie is so scary that I have my comfort blanket out of sight of the camera that I will be squeezing every time Stefano talks about the scary elements of this. So,
good.
Stefano, take one. What would you like to discuss on this very scary film?
Yeah, I'll just get right into it and talk about the scare factor. This movie is legitimately scary. It is kind of my favorite type of scary, where it's a slow burn, slow buildup with like scary elements throughout, and then turns into a very scary, later part of the movie. It is pretty reminiscent, and I don't think by any accident, to like the first two Paranormal Activity movies, where it's got some spooky elements, some things are moving, and you can hear some things, and it's not outright in your face, but that's kind of what makes it so scary. But then it turns into something else, which is amazing. And actually, the director of this film, oh my gosh, name, where is it?
Ian Tuason?
Yeah, probably Ian Tucson, probably. He is actually going to direct a new Paranormal Activity movie in the coming years.
Oh no.
Yes. So
Oh no.
they clearly want to, this is kind of a test movie to see if people like it and if it works, and maybe people will be more excited to see yet another Paranormal Activity movie, because the first two, at least in my opinion, the first two Paranormal Activity movies were outstanding. I love them. The rest, not so much. But this movie is very scary in many ways, and it's, I found myself kind of hiding behind my eyes a little, hiding behind my fingers a little bit, because it's all anticipation, and something's going to happen, and it may happen or it might not happen.
Oh man.
Nope, don't like that.
Here's the thing: have people turned, like, I felt like for a period of time it was like if you said Paranormal Activity or Paranormal Activity 2 scared you, it was like people tried to act like tough guy on that.
Right.
Like,
And
oh,
I
like
can
those
see
movies are
that.
not that good, and I'm like, I so hardly disagree with
I,
that.
I yes, I get that. It's like they definitely were like, oh, it wasn't that scary or something like that. And I could see like when we gave our feedback after we saw this, with other critics, I could see, someone give like 3 words, and I know it was like probably was like wasn't scary or whatever. And it might not
Yeah.
be scary for some people. Some people find scariness in different things. To me, this was really scary for sure.
I'm a
Wow.
big supernatural scary guy. Like my wife is the exact opposite. Like she will like straight face paranormal activity and did like just didn't care like whatever.
Wow.
And I was horrified. But
Yeah.
I'll watch like Zodiac or like things about like humans
Uh-huh.
that are not supernatural. That stuff doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like any kind of serial killer, slasher, whatever. Like I think those movies are fun. Those never ever bother me.
That's because your faith in humanity is already lost. You're like,
That's right.
that makes sense. That guy's
It's true. But yeah, dude, honestly, like this is me being the opposite of a tough guy. The first 2 Paranormal Activity movies, to me, those endings still sit with me. Like
Yeah.
those are the kinds of movies that legit haunt me for life. Like those movies are so scary.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'll say like without giving away too much, it's like it's one of those like movies that you will think about. It definitely will
Oh,
kind of it's
Wow.
like it doesn't, I don't want to say too much, but it's definitely one that will still feel scary after you've seen it.
That's right. Spoiler free. Good job, Stefano. I've never
yeah.
seen the Paranormal Activity films. Maybe I'll start
Oh,
tonight.
that could be our if we do a movie night, we can do those too. We can
Have
do
you
the
seen The Conjuring?
Yes.
And was that scary to you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I would
Great.
say yes. The yes, it will scare you.
I'm in for a ride. Take 2, Stefano. What else you got on Undertone?
This is kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of things, but I'll just whittle it down to the direction of the movie. But what I'm going to include in this is basically the camera work, the set design, all of it kind of in this because it was so impressive, especially this being a $500,000 budget, micro budget movie, kind of like Paranormal Activity. And you know, he was able to do so much with so little. The entire film takes place in one house, but it's both, restrictive and scary in that way, but it's also not limiting at all. And I think what is so clever about the camera work and the direction is lots of pans. There's nothing
Ooh.
scarier than a pan that starts one spot, ends in a different spot. So scary. And the framing of so many of the shots, basically every shot of the film matters because it's a lot of close-ups, a lot of medium shots where of our main character Evie, who is this podcast host, where you're always looking in the background. Is something happening? Is something moving? Is something different? There's nothing to make you think like that would be happening, but the way it's shot is so engaging and it makes you feel that way the whole time. And I think it's really impressive. And he also it's also like such a testament to kind of the podcast era we're in, which I also appreciated with the direction because obviously we're on one right now. But she co-hosts this basically horror podcast with her friend. Um, and they talk about basically she's the skeptic and he talks about these potential scary things that are happening and she tries to debunk them, things like that. And what's happening is this story that they get sent these audio files and the story kind of unfolds. So the way that the director's able to kind of tell us a lot about our main character Evie, but also give us these scares along the way is super impressive. So
And I'm gonna splice some of those same audio files into this episode. That way you guys can experience the
they're
fear.
it's pretty scary stuff. And like the attention to detail, like those audio recordings are super impressive and scary. And it's funny because the our main character Evie and her partner Justin basically go into their podcast character voices, because
Yeah.
these things are really like frightening them or they're talking about them. They're like, okay, get back into character. And I just think that like the research has been done and he clearly sees it in podcasts he listens to and watches. So a lot of care went into it. And I think it was really impressive and made it even scarier because of it.
That's fantastic. So is that a spoiler? So their podcast voice, or is it kind of like a customer service voice?
No, it's
Is
like a
that what you're-
it's like a customer service voice,
Cool,
you
cool.
know.
I mean, I probably don't talk like this in real life, do I,
I
Cam?
talk like this in real life.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Yeah, I mean, there's something to that. I think I've noticed like I did a little bit of like YouTube stuff with my wife. Like people, really well when they get on a mic. Like if you're not used to it, it can be a little different because I think people
Yeah.
act differently. So that is a really good detail, and I just love this concept as you're describing it because I feel like horror is a genre where it's like it feels like there's a cap on the number of original concepts. There's not because there's endless creativity in the world, but it's cool when like you've got something like this that could easily be gimmicky of like,
Mhm.
oh, I'll make a movie about a horror podcast. And it sounds like, oh, that sounds cheap and stupid. But it's actually like, if you do it well, it can be really, really cool. And that's kind of what it sounds like went on here.
Totally.
Stefano, take 3. What you got?
Last thing, I hate to be cliche with this, but the sound design and the audio in this movie was something to behold. And thankfully, our screening was a Dolby theater screening, so
Nice.
the sound was impeccable. But also, if you go to your average theater, it's still surround sound, and the production of the sound was definitely made in a way to where things were coming from different angles, and that's the intent. If you go to a theater and the sound's not connected correctly, that's a bummer, and maybe the effect it won't be as effective. But I think this will still play well at home. It was so layered, and I think something that makes this film so scary was the sound element of putting on over ear headphones, because there is a change of sound when our main character Evie takes the headphones off. Is what she's hearing, are the sounds she's hearing, are they from the recordings or are they happening in her house? And that's something that's so isolating and it's so scary to think about, like on the ride home or at night, where it's like you got your headphones on. Is there stuff that you can't hear going on in your house? Or it's terrifying. Super impressive sound design. Lots of auditory jump scares, which isn't always the most common. Um, a lot of really good stuff, and it plays with so many different types of sounds. They play with obviously audio recordings. They play with crisp and clear podcast mics. They also play with like banging pipes, and they also mess around with reversing music and songs and listening to that. It's like they play into it so much where, like you said, Cam, it's so easy for it to be a gimmick, but it all works really, really well. And at the end of the day, it's not the most creative thing where like the style of story, about like what this entity or whatever's happening might be, but I think the way they did it was super unique.
I gotta say, even though I'm scared, I think I want to see it.
Yeah, I
he's
think,
kind of selling me on it, and I don't like that.
I
don't
think
like that.
I think you both would really appreciate it. There's a lot to like and appreciate, like formally at least. It is like, I was next to our fellow critic and friend Dan Flood, and
Friend
know,
of the show.
I think he was just as scared as I was, but he didn't show it as badly as I did. But it was kind of like I had one leg down, one knee up, kind of. And I'm a glutton for it, though. I love scary movies, but it was scary stuff.
Any jump scares in this film?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's your from memory, on the spot? What's your guys' like favorite jump scare?
Favorite or the worst, the hardest I've ever been?
Maybe
jump
the
scared?
worst one, minus The Others. I saw The Others in theaters way too young.
Yeah.
Great.
And when that grandma comes out of that freaking chifforobe at the end, terrifying, absolutely terrifying. That one got me. I'll never forget that moment, and it still haunts me if I watch The Others to this day.
I'm gonna go with the Hokum trailer.
Dude, and that trailer that trailer played before this.
Oh,
no.
It's an electric jump scare. I'm so excited for that movie.
Dude, the Hokum trailer played recently before a movie I saw that was not a horror movie. And
Was it before Hoppers? Before?
no, what was it before? I don't know. It was before an R-rated movie that I saw, and people were not ready. I mean, they were.
No.
There needs to be like a warning. People were not ready, and they got majorly jump scared. I looked away. I was like, I'm not watching that again.
It's too scary.
I can't think of a jump scare that's like I guess it was like in the American version of The Ring. There's early on like a dead body
Oh,
in the
Yeah, yeah.
closet.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a brutal jump scare.
for me,
Mhm.
running at the camera is going to get me every time.
Every time.
Standing like at the end of a hallway and then run, or that's gonna give me the fear goosebumps. You know what I'm saying?
Like in El Orfanato. You ever seen that? Stefano's probably seen The Orphanage.
Yep.
Yes.
Very
Oh,
good.
yeah. You've seen it as well, right?
No, thank you.
It's beautiful. It's so
Heartbroken.
good. Shout out Guillermo, producer. Okay, well let's wrap it up here. Let's get your final thoughts and score here, Stefano, on Undertone.
Really well made film, very very scary, like I said. And I didn't talk about the performances, but like really really solid performances. There's basically only two people on camera. That's Evie and then her mom. Evie played by Nina Kiri. She was outstanding, but also shout out to Adam DeMarco. A lot of you might know him from second season of White Lotus, the season in Italy. He is Michael Imperioli's son. Um, he plays the other podcast host, and gives a really really fantastic vocal performance, really convincing stuff. So can't recommend it enough. Very good, very scary, and it's hard to pick favorite movie of the year right now, so it's kind of I'm gonna put it at the top right now, and I really liked it. I have it at 8.4.
Nice.
Wow, a horror
That's-
movie 8.4.
It's
it's
a healthy
nice.
score.
And it's nice and short, hour 25, doesn't overstay its welcome. Good stuff.
That's
Sweet.
fantastic. I mean, I think I'm gonna try it out.
I know. I think I'm in. It's
Nice.
like the Rick and Morty meme. That one. I'm not gonna say it because it has a bad word in it, but you know what I'm saying. I'm in. You know that one. Yeah. I hate that, but I will watch it. I will be scared. This year, I'm gonna be brave, guys. I'm gonna be brave this year. I already told myself I'm gonna watch Hokum for sure.
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
gonna
so
watch it.
good.
Oh, I don't know.
I've survived the trailer. There's only so much they can hurt me. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm too scared for that. I will watch Undertone.
I had every intention of watching this one. Didn't make it happen, but I will when it releases.
I'm watching-
We'll watch Hokum together.
I'm watching
Oh.
more documentaries this year, which is the opposite
That's
of horror.
no, that's good though. That's
It can be a
that's still
different kind of
admirable.
scary.
You know, depending on the documentary
It really
content.
can.
It's
Yeah, it
true.
can't. That's true.
It's true. Wow. Incredible stuff. Stefano, thank you for going, because we're two big scaredy cats. We're going to send you out on the front lines every single time for every horror movie before we ever put our feet into it. Thank you all for listening and watching. If you got a little scared, well, that's on you. We hope that you are brave enough to play this episode over and over again. Anytime you play this, an angel gets its wings and we get more followers. So we appreciate that. If you like this, if you're listening or watching, you can check us out for all of our spoiler-free reviews based out of the St. Louis area. You can check out our video content on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on TikTok, and any other social media platforms. All of our audio content, of course, is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can view our written reviews on our website. That website is popcorn4breakfast.com. That's popcorn4breakfast.com. A special thank you to our title sponsor out there, the St. Louis area Smoothie Kings.
Should I throw a jump scare in here? Like audio jump scare, like Stefano was talking
Yeah,
about?
real quick. While I
No,
talk,
I'll just add it in post. I'm gonna cut this part out and I'm gonna add the jump scare.
you're just going to cut this part.
No, I'm not.
Don't play this part. I thought you were going to. You should
I
just,
threw off your flow. I'm sorry.
You should just scare me. And a special thank you to our executive producer and audio specialist, Ryan Spriggs. All original music provided by the band Rhetoric. Check them out anywhere that you want to. We appreciate all of you. We will see you at the movies.
See you.